Hi guys, welcome. This is your May 2020 Twin Flame Journey reading. Now as you can see here, we got 4 candles here, right? We've got 4 candles. Usually if you follow me for a while, you know I typically, if I light candles, I light 3. Now why are there 4? Because we have so many unions coming together now. So many. There's so many that, you know, you could just look around. And I want to do these readings this way now. And I want to look thoroughly into the journey. This is the twin flame, soulmate, divine masculine, divine feminine journey. Okay, we're past that, the difficulties, we're past the karmic stuff, and now we're on our soul's journey. We're there, you guys. So I want to really honor that this month. And I really just want to honor that. So I have some feathers here, and these feathers are really special to me because I got these last year in really organic ways. I was walking home from a run last summer, and I was thinking, I was in a really difficult time in my life, but I was kind of, you know, leading me up to the point where I am now. I'm still not there yet, but I've definitely concluded a major cycle since then. And I remember thinking that it was so hard and it was so difficult, and being in my head and being super anxious and feeling alone and feeling disconnected. And this feather fell right in front of me, right in front of my face as I was thinking that. And I looked up the meaning of I didn't even look up the meaning of that. I held on to it. And I was scrolling on Instagram like a few weeks later, and I saw this color feather, and I saw other colors of feathers, and it said that feathers that are this color, right, they're not black, but they're gray and they're turning white, they mean that you're at the end of a difficult journey. You're ending it. It's almost over. A few weeks after that, I'm sitting outside of my backyard, and I was sitting out thinking again, and kind of worrying again under my tree, and out of nowhere, this feather falls on top of like my spell work. I was doing spell work. I was thinking. And this feather falls right in front of me. Same color as that other feather. I was in a completely different place. Not too far from the place, but definitely not very close to the place where I found it before. And same message, almost over. And wouldn't you believe it, that cycle concluded. And I know what that cycle was. It was a very difficult cycle. And it was a cycle that I was done with, but for some reason, I kind of still cling on to. It's a hard cycle. It was a hard cycle for me to let go of. But the feathers came true. And it was like every time I found the feather, it got lighter and lighter. I mean, the lighting in this room doesn't show. It got, this feather is lighter than that feather. So it was like I was getting closer and closer and closer to ending that cycle. That was really hard. And so I know that these feathers are needed in these readings. And I really want to do these readings justice. They're very deep. They're very, very intense. They're very real. They're very true. Okay? We're really on a journey, you guys. I know there's a logical part to all of us that denies this or that second guesses this, but it only keeps us separate, right, from our goal. And secondly, it's not true. Okay. So I wanted to tell the story of that. And so I want to go ahead and bless the space. This is citrus spray. It's citrus sage. Right? Spray the air. We want spirit to come in, and we want to keep the vibration high, but we also want to have a good time. Okay, so thanks for listening to the intro. Now let's get into your reading. Hi Leo, how are you guys? I just want to introduce myself again. I filmed that intro like a few days ago. Okay, let's look into your May 2020 love reading forecast. Okay, Leo, let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna start with the divine masculine, because I know a lot of people come looking for the divine masculine. So we're gonna start in his energy. So, if you, I'm only explaining this one time for all the signs. If you are the divine masculine, right, then this is for you. If you are Leo and your divine masculine, is for you. If you are Leo woman and your divine feminine, then the divine feminine part will resonate with you, and the divine masculine will be your counterpart, and vice versa. If you're a Leo man, then the divine feminine would be your counterpart, regardless of whether they're a Leo or not. Okay, so let's look into the divine masculine, his energy for May. Death. He is transforming. The divine masculine is going through change. Okay, it's a difficult change. It's a little hard, but I think he's gonna get through it. Okay, I think he's gonna get through it. So, you're letting things go. You're putting an end to old cycles so that you can allow new things in. You're changing the way that you used to do things to allow in things that you really want now. Okay, putting an end to the old things that once left you feeling left out in the cold. Okay, so I feel like some of you guys are focused on your finances heavily, and you're focusing on fixing your finances. So if you lost some money in the recent past, or you have, your health wasn't very good, or you lost a property or something like that, or even if you felt shut out in your connection, you're coming out of that. Okay, you're putting an end to beliefs and thoughts that made you feel separate from your connection, and this is in turn bringing you closer to your divine feminine. Okay, which is what you want. So that's your heavy focus for this month, is putting an end to things. Okay, so we have the sun here. I do love the sun in Leo's reading. Yeah, the sun, Leo, divine masculine. Okay, so the divine masculine is feeling super positive. Okay, he's literally coming out of struggle, negativity, toxicity, darkness, right into the fucking light. Like right into the LIGHT, all capital letters, the light. I feel as though a lot of divine masculines are going to be feeling super energized and revitalized in the coming months. It's beginning this month, but in the coming months you'll see how high your vibration is going to rise. This is a thing of the past. Whatever this Five of Pentacles represents, this is not something that's going to plague you anymore. This is not something that's going to disturb your energy anymore, disturb your peace. Alright? And you're going to feel a lot more connected. A lot of Leos are coming into union. I feel like it might be a fire sign thing, because Aries was coming into union, and so is Leo. You're coming into union. Let's go. Let's go. Alright? Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Nine of Wands. So you're holding out, you're almost at that new beginning. You're at the last rung. When I say the last rung, you're at the last rung. So the very final parts of completion, the very last tinkerings and cleaning up of the soul and of the energetic sphere, Leo, you are cleaning it up. Okay? The divine masculine is going through an upgrade, rebooted. You know what I mean? The Matrix Reloaded, he's about to reload up. Alright? This is really, really positive. But I think the main thing you're going to be feeling is definitely a shift in energy. Don't resist the shift. Allow things to end that it's time for them to end. Okay? Allow cycles to close up that are ready to close up. Okay? Try not to cling. Now, I don't see you clinging on too much, but I do feel like some things may feel a little difficult. Just let it die. Death is here to collect the bones. Death is it's the bag of bones. He's the bone collector, right? So death is here to collect the bones. Let death get those bones and stop holding on to bones. You know what I mean? Okay. So, what is your energy, divine masculine, going to be looking like in the month of May? What's your avatar going to be doing? I want to see. Okay, 7 of Cups. Coming into clarity, right? I think you're finally realizing, maybe where you were disillusioned, and you're realizing what was real and what wasn't real. Okay? So what feelings were real and what feelings weren't real? What relationships were real and what relationships weren't real? What ideas were real and tangible? I'm sorry, this is not focusing. And what ideas weren't real or tangible. Okay? You saw how that took so long to focus? You're finally going to see clearly. Definitely seeing a lot clearer. And a lot of times I read the 9 of Wands reversed is kind of dropping out of feeling paranoid and guarded. Because you're seeing things a lot more clear, divine masculine, you're going to feel like a burden kind of lifted off your chest. And even though the 9 of Wands doesn't indicate burden as much as the 10 of Wands does, there is a little bit of burden that this guy's carrying, and there's a whole lot of stress and paranoia. You're going to feel alleviated of stress. And look at that. All the cards that you kind of want to see reversed are all reversed. Clarity, truth. Okay? I feel like you're going to be showing your true, authentic self. You're not hiding behind a mask anymore. That's really freaking positive, divine masculine. That is so, I'm so proud of the divine masculine this month. The divine masculine is doing it up better than the divine feminine. The divine masculine is doing it up better than the divine feminine. Feminines, get your wigs. Get your wigs. The masculines are snatching them right off your scalps. Okay? That is so good. Okay? So, this is super positive. So, for those of you guys who are still on your journey and you haven't met this person yet, this person, your divine masculine, especially if you're a feminine, which then that's the case. If you're a feminine, your divine masculine is he is transforming. I hope you are too. I really hope you are too. He is transforming. He is ready. All right. Queen of Swords reversed. I feel like he's cutting out things. Now this is a little interesting. I want to get a card on the Queen of Swords. Oh, he is. He's cutting out things, okay? He's cutting out. I wonder what he's cutting out. He's cutting out things. All right? These are things that are very toxic. It could be a connection that is not very good for him. He's cutting out. Okay? Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He's cutting out a connection that is not very good for him. Withdrawing. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. So, let's have a look at the divine feminine Leo. Okay? Alright. So, the divine feminine's energy for May 2020. What's her overall energy? Her higher self. 7 of Swords. Okay, so the divine feminine in this case is still hiding. She's concealing. She's concealing parts of herself. I hear she's plotting and she's concealing. Okay? And it's like she's kind of hiding from what's not working for her anymore. And it's like okay, so there's things that she needs to let go of. She kind of has to open up. and release things and come out. And it's not a comfort zone, because the Four of Pentacles is not comfortable. It's kind of like she has to kind of give to get. And I think that she's still trying to conceal and like hide stuff still. She could be doing a lot of spying. Why is she doing all this stuff? I'm gonna get a Lenormand card for the Divine Feminine, okay? I'm gonna get some Lenormand cards to understand the situation a little better. The Garden. And the Man. Time. That is so odd. I feel as though some Divine Feminines, Leos, this is for you. You are holding on to someone from your past, and you're not allowing someone new to come into your life. And it could be that this person that you're holding on to from your past, they're unavailable, or they were unavailable. And it's like you're not putting yourself out there anymore. You're not. The Garden for me is like social gatherings, and it's like you're not socially gathering with others. And I mean, you can't really do that now, but you could, you know, date online. You could talk to people. You can still message people and stuff like that. But it's like the Divine Feminine in this regard, and you shouldn't cross-watch this video. That's why I say watch for your sign, okay? Because if you cross-watch for this video, you could feel like a little confused. Just watch for your sign. Your Divine Masculine will show up in your sign, okay? So I feel like you're kind of holding on to someone from your past that was unavailable, and you put in a lot of time and effort, and I understand that. But it's like, you see how the masculine, your counterpart, is transforming? You see how he is moving forward and letting things go? I know it's hard for you, but like I said, this is a situation that's over with. That you're still kind of holding on to, like the hurt and the resentment and the pain of that situation. But not just that, you're holding on to the characteristics of that person. And it's skewing your point of view. It's skewing the way that you view masculines, or the masculine energy. Okay? So it's important for you to, sorry about that, I want that to focus a little more. It's important for you to alright, okay, let me say that for the 18,000th time. It's important for you to put yourself out there. The Four of Pentacles reversed, it talks of putting yourself out there on online forums, on, you know, maybe letting your friends help you in some way. But I feel like going to like a sort of garden. Now, during this time, probably in May, all we have is online. So maybe try online dating. People meet people all the time online. Don't get it twisted. I mean, honestly, do not get it twisted. People meet people all the time online. Trust me. So maybe try that. Try to put yourself out there again. Because I feel like this month, you could feel like you still want to hold on to a situation. And once again, this is a situation that's over. It ended, right? It's not something that this person's on your life, you know? It's not something that if you're in a connection, you're being guided to leave this connection. Now, I feel like if you are in a connection with someone, you're holding on to someone from your past, right? And once again, it's not someone that's very positive. This was not somebody who was very good to you, because they needed to teach you stuff. They didn't value you. And I don't know if you have a habit with wasting time, because the Eight of Pentacles is a big habit. Like when it comes up reverse and the way I'm feeling it, that's a really bad, big habit. Like very, very bad. It's such a bad emotional habit that it's like you on autopilot. Maybe on autopilot you have a tendency to let the clock run and let time just run, and you're like wasting your life, kind of. No offense. Possibly, you know, trying to see how you could get this person back, or maybe you're sneaking around with someone. Some of you guys could be sneaking around with someone, especially if you're in a connection. You're sneaking around with someone who maybe they're married or they're committed, and you got to break out of that habit, possibly, of cheating. Because if you are in a connection with someone, then that person is trying to make a change too, and you could be feeling led and guided to make a change, but at the same time you're holding on, or you're keeping it a secret. There's some sort of secrecy here. Once again, like I said, watch for your sign. Don't cross-watch. The cross-watching is in the video, so don't cross-watch. Okay, so let me get some more cards for the Divine Feminine. Okay, so I feel like towards the end of the month, you're going to feel like you can finally let a burden go, Divine Feminine. You're going to feel like you can finally drop a certain weight, or a certain burden is just going to leave your life, you know, kind of like involuntarily. Underlying energy is the Emperor. So this burden that you're releasing, it's calling in your Divine Masculine. But also, if there's someone who has someone on the side, someone who's cheating, right? But not everybody. And if it's not that there's someone on the side, then there's someone who is in your thoughts that you would rather nobody knows that you think about. There's someone who you kind of plan on going back to, or there's just someone, you got to get honest with yourself. I'm sorry. Like, I don't like bullshit. I don't like lies. Sorry. But I feel like there's a little bit of that going on, a tiny bit. Watch your sun, moon, and rising. Okay? Don't come for me. But towards the end of the month, I feel like you're finally you're starting to release that burden. And once you start doing that, you're bringing in that energy. And I feel like if the masculine had someone before in their past that they were married to, and it wasn't a very good marriage, they're finally letting go of that old relationship, possibly with the Queen of Swords reversed, because she came out all the way reversed. She was a griping bitch. Like, so bitchy, this woman. Like, really not nice. When she's reversed, she's not nice. And she also she has wounds and scarring, and she doesn't deal with her stuff. She's a nightmare reversed. This woman is a nightmare reversed. And, you know, maybe she was the mother of his kids, or she had his kids in some way, or whatever. And he's finally ready to put the past behind him. And he's putting the past behind himself, not realizing that in doing that, he's coming towards you. He's coming towards you. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to get a look at, now, your energy. Like what's your avatar doing? When I say your avatar, it's like, this is your higher self is scheming a little bit on you. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's stuff that your higher self is orchestrating and planning behind the scenes that you do not know about. And it's so that you release a burden. Okay? So all in all, no matter what's going on this month, it could feel a little tricky, it could feel a little weird. Don't worry about it. Your higher self is orchestrating something. Okay? And you'll see it in time. So let's see what your avatar is up to. What are you aware of? You know, what's going on? What are you focused on? Divine Feminine. Two of Cups reversed. And the Four of Swords reversed. So I think you're finally uncapping a breakup. You're dealing with something that is emotionally, like an emotional disconnect that I feel like you may have suppressed. And you're making peace with it. You're dealing with it so you can make peace with it. The Ace of Cups is here, and so is the Ten of Cups. You are dealing with this so that you can make peace with it. Not that you can go back to it. so you can make peace with it. But I feel as though it is a little mentally unsettling for you. So you could find yourself kind of in a bad mood sometimes, or you could start to feel like wanting to give up, like not trusting in love anymore. Or if this is your relationship, you could feel like not trusting in your relationship anymore. But honestly, the advice is with the moon that you just keep going. Just keep having trust. Even though it looks dark, even though it looks confusing, even though it looks like unsettling and kind of like bleak, keep going. Don't stop moving. Don't stop dancing. Okay? Don't. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna see. The moon, eventually, all is revealed. Eventually the sun has to rise and everything will make perfect sense. And it's always beautiful, the outcome. It's always a positive outcome or good news. So, you know, I feel like the divine feminine could be having a difficult time right now, because in some ways she's undergoing her own transformation as well. But it's a little different from the masculine. It's a little more concealed. She's focused on new projects, new beginnings, work, finances, you know, maybe a new project with her finances. Maybe she could be getting into investing now, or starting a new business or something like that. She's putting her effort into things that are practical and earthly, which would be beneficial for her because it will really ground her, so she's grounded enough to deal with her emotions. When you're unsettled and ungrounded, when your root chakra is like a mess, there's nothing more that you could focus on more than your root chakra. There's nothing else that you can focus on. It's the first chakra. When you feel anxiety or you feel unsettled, you feel lack or scarcity, it's very hard for you to ascend, because those are very primal, human-like emotions. And when those are not taken care of, that it takes all of your energy and all of your attention, so you can balance yourself out. So if you feel a pull towards, you know, working on your finances or working on anything, trust it, work on it, because it'll help you to get grounded so that you can allow this connection in, or so that you can heal emotionally to allow your divine masculine to come into your life. I don't feel like I'm picking up on a lot of Leo females who are in divine unions. Let's just put it that way. But if you are in a divine union, this is the catch-22. If you're in a divine union, you could be feeling disconnected from your partner. And if you're feeling disconnected from your partner, it's a good sign, because it means that you are in a divine union, and this is going accordingly to plan. Okay? And it's not because this person is disconnecting from you. You may just find like that you don't want to connect with this person. Like you just want to be alone. And that's a good sign, because it means that you are in a divine connection. That's the catch-22 of that, okay? So take some time out for yourself, divine feminine, seriously. You deserve it. The masculines, I said it in Aries video, they're doing a lot of work. The masculines are doing the work. Remember all the years before it was the feminine pulling all the weight and stuff? Now it's the masculine's turn. So, you know, just chill out. It's okay for the readings to look like this. Before, the masculine was kind of doing his thing, licking his wounds. Now he's out here putting in this work. Let him put in the work, and you take the time to heal and lick your own wounds, okay? You did enough work for the connection. Now it's time for him to step in his role and do what he needs to do, okay? That's how things work, and that's how things are balanced. So focus on you, Leo. Focus on you, Leo, divine feminine or divine feminine. So divine masculine, if you're wondering why your feminine is keeping to herself, or she's distancing herself from you, she's healing so that she's not toxic. Especially if you're in a union and you feel disconnected. That's a good sign for both people. Okay? That I feel like I need to say that, because May's gonna hit, push is gonna come to shove, and you're gonna see it. And it's a good sign. You guys are not gonna break up. Actually, you guys are gonna be together. Okay? Let's have a look-see at the oracle energy for this month. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this energy is heavily directed towards the masculine. For some reason, the feminine, they don't have that much to say to you. They don't have that much to say to you. okay? Because I feel like you are more so wondering about your masculine. And so this is the message on your masculine, okay? They don't have too much to say. Just give it time. You'll see in time. Okay, so we have the Sweat Lodge reversed. That's funny. Cancer got this. Cancer got it up right. So Cancer accepted the invitation. Leo, will you? Okay, will you accept the invitation of the Sweat Lodge? Okay, so let me give it a read. Remember, I said no cross-watching. You could cross-watch, but it's going to give you anxiety. Okay, so just watch your video. The cross-watching part of it is in your video. Okay? All right. The Sweat Lodge represents the moon of the mother. That's the essence. Participants sit in complete darkness around the red hot stones to sweat away old habits and beliefs and heal disease. When you return humbly to the womb of the mother, you are offered second chances. Now you need the medicine. Life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since this chance may not come your way again for a while. Mother Earth is calling you into her womb and inviting you to incubate as long as needed for a spiritual rebirth. Gift yourself time to be with your darkness, your fears, your pain, and your seeds of beautiful potential until you come out of the other side free, wise, and full of creativity. Okay? So, masculine, I feel like you really need to hear that. I'm not sure what divine masculine is on my channel. I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's definitely probably a limiting belief of mine, so forgive me. I don't mean to sound like, dumb. That's just, I can admit that I have some limiting beliefs. I'm a human. But for some reason, you need to know that. Masculine's going through a rebirth. Feminine's going through a rebirth, but she doesn't know it. Your feminine, she's concealing a lot. There's some things that you just don't need to know. So if you click on this and you want to know about your female or your feminine, you probably won't, because a lot of things are going on with her that nobody needs to know. And for the Leo female, you're resonating with this reading. I would watch, if you want to know more information, watch your moon and your rising sign, okay? So you can get a full picture. But there's certain things that are being hidden from you. Your higher self is plotting, not against you, but you don't need to know everything. Some things need to come as a surprise, or some things just happen behind the scenes, and you just need to trust. And just work on your finances, work on the material things in front of you. This is the first time Spirit's ever said be materialistic, but just be materialistic, okay? All right, so that's what I have for you, Leo. Quite an interesting reading. I haven't read one sign today that was like this. I don't think any sign was like this. So that's pretty interesting. I'd love to hear from you guys again. Take it easy this month. I'll hopefully hear from you guys next week. Bye-bye.